Hi, friends. I'm Alok Jain, and I'm back again with a new episode. In the last episode, we discussed about Vata Pitta Kapha in very, very simple language. I've used a lot of examples also, the vessel example that I've given you. I've also given you the examples of, how Vata is hollowness, Pitta is the heat which is pushing Kapha through the hollowness. And that is what that is how the whole body works. In this particular episode, we're going to talk about diseases. Okay, how diseases happen. Hmm? We will also talk a little about uh, what allopathy does. Okay, I'm not criticizing allopathy, but I'm just telling you the loopholes that are there in the current Western medicine, which need to be braced, and which so that once we understand, we'll be able to cure the disease from the root cause itself. Let's talk about hypertension only. In the last episode, we discussed that when pitta in our stomach, which causes agni, the fire, when it becomes too high, the fluids inside our body, which are right above the agni, let's call it this vessel only, they start boiling up. And when they start boiling up, they'll create channels like this because the fluid will start rising upwards and outwards, the way water boils or any fluid for that matter boils in a vessel. If the agni or the fire under the vessel is warm, then the fluids or the food inside the fluids will keep cooking, and it will provide uh, refined tissues to our body in terms of fat, muscles, uh, bone marrow, bone, etc. But when the agni becomes flared up like this, then what will happen? It will create channels like this. The channels will not be like this, they'll become like this. They'll open up. And slowly and gradually, these channels, because of the gap, which we call as vata, the person will start having more of comfort foods, very, very dense calorie foods. It could be, refined flour. It could be food without fiber at all. As a result, what will happen? When this gap will get filled up by too much of kapha, then the intercommunication between the fingers will start dropping because kapha will start blocking pith. The current will stop getting will get blocked by the tissues, very, very dense tissues. These tissues will also be swollen a little because swelling, which comes out of sourness or acidity, uh, it swells the cells also. So the cells will not only be dense, they may also start expanding like this, which will further break communication. As a result, the person will start having more pitta, more pungency in the food, more tea, coffee, chilies and all that in the food. And then it will create a vicious circle because the more chilies and all these things that you will take, it will further expand our body. Then you will start having more comfort foods. Then in the bargain, your communication will start breaking down further. As a result, your body will start expanding like this. And there will come a stage when your blood vessels will get full of kapha. Uh, and that kapha will start gradually narrowing down your blood vessels, and gradually it will affect all the organs also, because this is going to happen inside the organs also. Once this is happening inside your liver, inside your spleen and all, you will not be able to make proper blood, and the quality of the not only the quality of the blood but also the quantity of the blood will go down. As a result, the pith or speed of the blood which is moving through the blood vessels will start moving very, very quickly. And when they'll start moving very, very quickly, what will happen? It'll create blood pressure. And this is hyperactivity. It's going to happen in your brain also. Okay. So why does it start? It has started because we are consuming wrong foods in the wrong weather. Ayurveda clearly says that nothing in this world does not have a therapeutic value. Everything in this world, even poison, has a therapeutic value. But the problem comes when we consume wrong foods in the wrong weather or for uh, a wrong constitution. For example, in warm summers, if you're consuming tea, coffee, chilies, if you're consuming alcohol, it is going to stimulate our nervous system. And once we stimulate, it will stimulate our Agni, and then we'll start expanding like this. And this is how your problems will get compounded and create hypertension, high blood pressure. Okay. What is happening in high blood pressure? Blood vessels become narrow, they become inflamed, and because of narrowness, the blood not only becomes hot, it starts moving very quickly also. So, what needs to be done in this case? First of all, let's talk about prevention. In prevention, we must avoid wrong foods in the wrong weather for very, very cold and humid conditions like hills in India. You need to have things like tea, coffee, because tea is hot in nature. Tea is drying, so it'll calm down too much of humidity. It'll calm down excess of coldness also. But when you're consuming all these things in warm weather, it's going to create hypertension. Okay. Another very important thing that we are uh, where we are making a big mistake. We uh, we are consuming a lot of foods which are devoid of magnesium or are low on magnesium. Magnesium is one of the most abundant minerals in the body. It falls in the fourth position when you talk about abundance, availability in the body. Role of magnesium is to create brakes. It works as a speed governor. So it is not killing pitta. However, it is reducing pitta. It is ensuring that the electricity in our cells does not run too fast. But when you're having tea, coffee, or you're having chilies, or you're having alcohol, uh, when you are over sweating, for example, during summers, we should not be doing intense exercises. But when you're sweating a lot during summers, you are removing lots of magnesium from your body. When you're having medicines like diuretics, or even tea, coffee for that matter, even alcohol for that matter, they also release a lot of fluids from the body, not only through the sweat but also from the urine. As a result, you are again losing magnesium. So when the magnesium starts going down, your control on your electricity will start going down. And then this becomes a vicious circle. It'll take you into the loop of hypertension, gradual, and it's a very gradual thing. Initially, you will not get to know that you're having hypertension. You just a person who is calm and settled will get to know, okay, this person is having hypertension, because he will see that person as stimulated, overstimulated. He will see that person as somebody who is uh, in competition with the peer, which is not the right thing. You should be competing with yourself. You should not be competing with the people around, and that is what creates hyperactivity inside us. So uh, it's a very, very slow process of building up hypertension. Now, how to undo it? While I told you these are the precautionary measures, if you're following them, you will not get hypertension at all. However, even if you get hypertension, you should be working on your entire system. Okay, now what allopathy does? Allopathy, there are a lot of medicines which work in allopathy on your uh, blood pressure issues. Uh, Let me give you three main medicines that work. One is beta blockers. Beta blockers work on your heart. They just reduce the pumping of your heart. But they're not killing. They are not removing excess kapha from your body. As a result, what will happen? Initially, the pumping of the heart will give you the feel, okay, the blood pressure has gone down. However, it's not removing all that dirt which has got deposited in your body. And that is the reason after 15 or 20 years, maybe 10, 15, 20, it varies from person to person. It varies upon the dosage also. It will start creating lots of issues. The heart will become constricted because current beta blockers reduce pumping by reducing electricity to your heart. Its job is to pump. So when the heart pumping will be lesser, the electricity will go lesser, heart will start shrinking. Okay. And this is a stage of heart failure. I've been through this, and that's the reason I know all these things. And how I have undone myself, I will explain that also, maybe now or in one of the episodes. Okay, so this is how the heart, and as a result, what will happen? It's called as ejection fraction. Ejection fraction of a normal healthy heart should be around 65%, at least 60% for a good athlete. I mean, athletes will have even 65 to 70. Uh, but when the heart starts shrinking, its ejection fraction becomes only 45%, 30%, 35%. And that's how the heart stops supplying the blood. And then you'll start having too much of coldness in your body. You'll start having pains. You'll start losing your wisdom because the blood is not reaching the brain. When the heart will not pump properly, the blood will not reach here. It will not reach here. It will not reach in your stomach also. It will not reach your muscles also, peripheral muscles. So a lot of issues will come. For further details, I would request you to refer to my books, which I have written, The Root Cause, Volume 1 and Volume 2. But I am just telling you how it happens. Okay. So another example is um uh, angiotensin receptor blockers. They work on your kidneys. Basically, what they do is they dilate your blood vessels by working on your kidneys. So when the blood vessels in your lower body get dilated, the blood will start dropping. It will start dropping from your entire body and it will go towards your lower body. So yes, it will help only those people who have weak kidneys, but only to some extent. However, when you're taking it for very long, you will start having dry lips, dry mouth, and when they will, which is called, which is what, which is YU, Vat, because the blood will stop reaching your brain, it will stop reaching your arms and all. And that's how gradually you will start developing issues like polyneuropathy, where the nerves are not working properly in your, you'll start having dry skin, you'll start having itchy skin and all that. Okay, now let me come to how Ayurveda works on it. Uh, there are lots of other medicines also. There are diuretics also. Diuretics reduce a lot of water. Say uh, they increase the urine output and they'll remove water from your body. But then they are normally not selective in nature. So they will remove magnesium, sodium, potassium, and all the important minerals also. They are again not hitting the root cause. The root cause is when your nervous system or your entire tissues, including the blood, have become very very congested with a lot of kapha, and when the kapha will stagnate, it will become toxic in nature after some time. So it's not hitting the root cause. Let's come straight to Ayurveda now. In Ayurveda primarily for removing hypertension works on our HPA axis. This is hypothalamus, pituitary, adrenaline, HPA, and the heart also. So what it does is it removes excess pitta from here. When excess of pitta will be removed from here, it will remove the stress. So the moment your stress levels go down, your uh, pitta will also come down. Same goes with our stomach. So the moment we start reducing pitta from your stomach, the stress levels which are generating because of your stomach will also start creating stress in your brain. So everything will go down. So that's how Ayurveda works. There are medicines for your brain like Brahmi, medicines for your heart like Arjuna, medicine for your stomach like Bala. So normally most of the medicines work with these three herbs in tandem. And one very important thing, which is the last thing of this episode, is that allopathy reduces only the pitta, the electricity running in the nervous system, whereas Ayurveda works on removing excess kapha also, which has got deposited. And I call it pseudo kapha because it is pseudo in nature. It is sour also. It is sour because it has expanded because of acidity, sustained continued acidity for too long in your body. Okay. So all these medicines that I've mentioned, the herbs that I've mentioned, are not just bitter in nature, because bitterness, the job of bitterness is to reduce pungency in the body. One pungency, one bitterness works here, calms down, another works here, calms down, and another works on your stomach, calms down. Apart from that, it has got a lot of astringency also, cold astringency. What astringency does? It works exactly opposite to sourness. Sourness expands, astringency contracts. I've explained all these things in detail in my previous episodes using a lot of graphics also. So this is the biggest problem with allopathy. It reduces the pith, but it does not remove the extra cough which has got deposited, which Ayurveda is able to do. And it will cure you from the root cause. Okay. So that's all for this particular episode. Thank you so much. Have a good day. God bless. I would also sincerely request you to like and subscribe this video and the channel, because it's only this way that I'll be able to promote knowledge and spread it in this world. Thank you so much.